What's up, y'all? This is your boy Brooklyn here with Streets 993 backstage at the Obsession Tour, and I got my first guest ever.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Eric Bellinger. What's the word, bro?
Man, I'm good. You know, we starting it off right. You know what I mean?
We got to start off right. I mean, you in my city, you in Nashville.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? And you blessing me for the first time, bro, so I appreciate that.
Thank you.
So, let's just talk about the tour real quick, man. So, what has been your favorite city so far?
Man, favorite city? I don't know. Maybe Oakland. I feel like Oakland gave me a super crazy energy, and I think being from LA and Oakland being just a little bit up the road, they always show me love like it's hometown, but they get a little more hyphy.
Okay.
Yeah.
And why'd you call it the Obsession Tour? Like, why? Are you obsessed? Somebody obsessed with you? Like, what's going on?
I mean, when you think of R&B, when you think of fans, you think of it an obsession, but also the song itself really just stood for everything that I wanted the tour to represent, from the R&B song to the guitar, the lyrics, the melody, everything about the song, I felt embodied the mood of the Obsession Tour that I wanted to present.
Okay. And when we talk about, tours, you gotta put on that performance, and with R&B is very up close, very touchy-feely. Anybody threw some panties at you yet?
Man, we ain't had the panties tossed this year. Hopefully we don't, because I ain't really a fan of catching those.
You never know. You might catch something and be like, oh.
You never know. It might be older that you feel me?
And do you have, like, when you're performing, do you have any type of influences when it comes to performance? Like, who do you look up to when it comes to performance?
Man, Usher, Michael Jackson, Jay-Z.
Okay.
All three.
All right. And speaking of Usher, I know that's your boy.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? So how has he influenced your career thus far?
Mm-hmm. Oh, man, I think the best mentors are the ones that don't know anybody's watching. They don't, expect you to hit them for a report on what should I do in my career, but just lead by example. And I think from his whole career, he's always personified the best representation of an R&B superstar, so when it comes to being in the studio creating with him, watching the beats that he chooses, watching his reaction when people play him songs to submit for his albums, and just the overall etiquette. I think he's just a walking example of how to do it, and I try to make sure that I do the same for my generation and the generations to come.
Yes, sir. And you got that cosign, bro, so that might just boost you up even more, you know what I'm saying? Like, I saw your Tiny Desk, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so how do you feel about just being the originator of that Usher challenge?
Yeah, man, it's dope. I don't never realize what the outcome will be. I just go in with the hopes of being a ripple in the sea, a ripple in the keep going, and a wave can eventually grow into a tsunami. But man, once he joined in on the challenge, I think that's when it really went crazy. So man, shout out to him, helping take it there as well,
Yeah. And speaking of Usher, they always want to bring, one of your other boys in, Chris Brown.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So how do you feel about them comparing those two, in general? Because you write for Chris Brown, you know what I'm saying, and Usher is your big bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So how do you think a Versus would turn out if it was both of them?
Man, I think Usher just got a different caliber of classics. His songs have been able to marinate and have been seasoned more over time, and we've been able to live with them, and they were a part of our lives growing up. And I think Chris is still, coming with the heat, and he already has heat, but I do feel like Usher is just like the level above, just when it comes to, the seed that was originally sown. Like, even Chris Brown looked up to Usher, you know what I'm saying? So I'm sure that they can go head for head, but I put Usher up there with like a Justin Timberlake, you know what I mean? And Chris Brown got to go in a little younger class.
Yeah, I feel that. All right, so let's talk about why we're even on tour.
Yeah.
The album.
Yeah.
First of all, name your album, where the inspiration come from, and just tell us a little bit about it.
So when you think of the album, you think hit, you think easy, You think 1-800 hit easy, just call when you need a hit. A lot of people reach out to me, a lot of people reach out to Hitmaker for songs, and we are the masterminds behind so many other artists that people wouldn't even know. And we put it together, and then now it's like, okay, you calling both of us. Now it's the double portion of an anointing, of a blessing, of a hit record. So when it was time to pick our album title, we threw out a lot of different names, but once we heard 1-800 hit easy, it just popped out.
Okay, yeah. When I was listening to the album, I kept hearing Hitmaker. So was he like just the main producer on the album?
He mainly executive produced it and A&R'd it. We wrote a lot of the songs together, and the beat selection, there's a lot of people that he has signed to his production company, Make a Sound. So even if he's not necessarily pushing the buttons, he's definitely still guiding the sessions and spearheading it in the right direction.
Okay, and just can you tell everybody, just the importance of having a great producer, especially when it comes to R&B, because now we're like in the era where people is like, oh, is R&B dead? We don't have enough R&B artists. You know what I'm saying? So just tell everybody what the importance is of just having a great producer.
Oh, man, it's Thriller, it's Quincy Jones with Michael Jackson. Like, Michael's an incredible artist, an incredible talent. I'm an incredible artist, incredible talent. I can make a great album by myself, but if I have somebody overseeing it that I trust their direction and I trust their vision, and at the same time they see something for me that I may not see for myself, it awakens a different seed that's able to harvest. Like when I'm thinking by myself, I done did so many albums by myself and they're cool, but when it's another mind and I think, powers combining, especially me and him, we're super different but the same. We're the same in essence of, understanding the formula to a hit. But I may approach it this way and he approaches it left. So I feel like once we came together, it collided and it was a big bang for sure.
Okay. And then also on the album, I noticed you had a couple hit makers on the album too. You got Corday, Fab, Tink, Blast. So how was it working with those guys? Were you in the studio? Well, those guys and the lady. But were you in the studio with them? Did you send it over? How does that process work?
Nah, all of them was sent over. It's people that I work with a lot. And have been in the studio with, but in this particular case, it was more so like, yo, the song is done. And I hand selected each of the features, like I need you on this song, Blast. Money Long, I need you on this song. Tink, I need you on this one. And all of them just delivered and went crazy to where it was no need to even go back. It was just, send the session, send your vocals, we mixing, mastering it, and we straight. It was, we working with high caliber artists, top tier, type of people.
Okay, and last but not least, with the album, what's your favorite song off the album?
Yeah. Man, I don't know. This is probably the hardest album I ever had to choose one, cause the whole storyline behind it, each song is necessary to make it make one. So I look at this project as like one project as a whole, but I don't know. It changes, but if I had to choose, I'm gonna say Curious, cause that's gonna be the number one.
Okay. All right, that's what's up. All right, now, we talked about your album. Now let's talk about the hits you've written for a lot of artists. Yeah. So when it comes to just writing music for other artists, how do you know when to keep and when to pass? And then if you pass, is it one of those that is going to be a hit?
Mm-hmm. When I'm with an artist, I don't never consider it to be my song. Like, if I'm going to the studio with Chris Brown or with any of those artists, I'm only thinking about them. So I'm intentionally creating melodies that they can do and that are in their lane and that no one else can really do. So the songs are really tailored. I'd say in the beginning of my career, I used to maybe be married to a song or something like that, and if somebody wanted it and I didn't want to give it away, but, too many times I passed up on a big bag, right. And now I'm like, oh, man, these songs is for everybody.
Okay, and just to go down the list, just a couple. You just did the new Chris Brown, Jack Harlow. Yeah. That's probably one of my favorite songs right now. They just dropped the visual. Yeah. New Flame. Yeah. Fine China. Yeah. On Chill.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So those bangers in itself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So appreciate you for just giving back to the culture like that and just dropping crazy hits. Now, before we wrap the interview, you know, I just want to play a quick little game with you. Is that cool?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So mind you, I'm not the singer, you are. Okay. But we're gonna play Finish the R&B lyric. You know it's only right. You an R&B singer, let's do it. All right. So I'm gonna say a line and then you finish it.
All right, cool.
All right, cool. Shawty bad, slim, thick.
She my drug, she my fix.
Yeah, okay. There we go. Chick ching, 1 for 1. All right. If only you knew
How much I do
Okay.
love you. Yeah.
All right, there we go.
Yeah.
All right. Last one. This is for you, my number one.
This is for you.
Nah,
You.
Do your part.
That part is actually after.
Okay, well,
Spotlight is after that, so
Okay,
you
there we
want to
go.
start.
So, spotlight, main stage.
You messed it up. 15,000 fans screaming in the rain. You supposed to go blah 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 blah.
Okay, blum, dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, I can't.
Okay, there we go. Thank you. That's all we needed, man.
Sample and a teaser.
Yeah, there we go. You know, I messed it up, but guess what? We still got it out of him. That was my main goal. Man, Eric, I appreciate
I'm messing
you.
with you.
Nah, I appreciate you for, you know, sitting down with me. Again, this is my first interview.
Nice,
So,
nice.
you on my first show, bro. First episode. You came and blessed it. You made it perfect. You know what I'm saying? During Black History Month at that.
I love it. Black
Yeah, during Black History Month. I know you about to kill it. Rest of the tour. And again, we appreciate you for being here. Streets 993 Untitled Radio with your boy Eric Bellinger. Peace out.
Peace, love.